Hey friends, I was tagged by Plant-Based Survival. What are my 3 most sentimental knives that I own? I brought those out here with me today and I'm going to share those with you. The first one here was handed down through the family. It went from my great-grandfather to my grandfather to my dad and to me. And it's just a simple little folding knife, and I'm not exactly sure who makes it or what even the model is. I can tell you it came from Germany. This knife has been on a lot of hunting trips. It's went through the entire scouting program with me and a couple tours in Philmont. And I've used this knife up until about 6 years ago when I decided to retire it because this little pin in here started to get quite loose. And I was afraid eventually it was going to end up breaking it, so I took it out of circulation. That's my first blade. The second one is kind of interesting. I do know a little bit of history about it. This right here I've kind of inherited when I used to deer hunt. I used to take this little guy with me, and yes, if you're wondering, it is a pig sticker. I did do a little bit of research on it, and I found out this was used in the Vietnam era and possibly maybe the Korean War. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have a good feeling it's seen some action. Basically, it's a fixed blade, and it does a bayonet, and it will slide on my AK-47 right there. So it is razor sharp, and this came in great back in the day when I started making shelters on skinning deer. Yeah, we're actually gutting deer. So that would be the third blade. This next one's going to be a little interesting. And yes, I have taken this one out of rotation. I got this one a couple years ago, and it does have sentimental value because my brother Billy Joe of Bill in the Hills gifted this to me at our last meetup. It's a very nice machete, and it does have some history because I did some serious research on it on the internet. Right down here, you see the make and model of it and the logo with the fist sticking out of it. This one does not have the date on it, but I can tell where there used to be a sticker on here many years ago, and from the research I did, this was used in the Vietnam War, and it is one heck of a machete. And I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of use out of it because I'm going to attempt, and the key word is attempt, to make it back to Sand Island, and that is 2 miles of pure bushwhacking. Anyway, okay, so there has been my most 3 sentimental blades. And we're going to go quick recap for you. The first one here was passed down by through the family, and definitely then gifted to me by my dad. It's a little folding knife. And the second one I kind of inherited, and I think I got this from my dad or grandpa, I'm not sure. And this is from Vietnam, and this blade right here was gifted to me by Billy Joe, and that was from Vietnam. Okay, I'm going to take this a little bit further now. I'm going to show you the blades I'm currently using now and why. Okay, we're going to start out with the first one right here. This little guy was gifted to me by a New American Woodsman. I don't know much of the history about it, but it has a specific use because of the angle of the blade, or the edge I've got on the blade. Okay, this one I mainly use for squirrel, rabbit, and deer skinning, filleting fish, cutting cordage, and cutting up food, and maybe making feather sticks. Now we're going to move on to the second blade. And yes, I've carried the 2-knife system for a long time. And yes, they all have that specific task. This one here is awesome. This is a multiple use blade. You can turn this one into a spear by just putting a stick on the back of it. It's also good for gutting a deer, batoning wood, feather sticks, cutting cordage, sometimes cutting food, it depends on what it is, and of course batoning wood and cutting down small trees. And people have asked me, is the handling comfortable? I wear gloves. I'm pretty well used to it, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Moving on. Yes, I've always had a machete at one time or another. So, we're going with, and this took me a long time to come to the conclusion that I like this machete. This is a CRKT half a chance. And as you can tell, it gets a lot of usage, and I'm pretty sure you guys know what this is for, what use it is, but I'm gonna go through it real quick. Obviously, bushwhacking, cutting down trees, breaking up wood, batoning, and digging holes with it, digging trenches. Yes, I use it to dig a trench. I look at it this way: if a tool is not multiple use, it's really not that good to me. Okay, there's been a look at my past blades and the current ones I'm using now, and we'll just do a real quick recap. Small blade here was gifted to me by a new American woodsman many years ago. The cold steel Bushman, and of course the CRKT half chance machete. As you can tell, I still use these. Well, actually, we're going to take this one out of the mix because I didn't have that when I was younger. But I've always had the two blade system I carried with me at all times. Okay, there's my knives. I'd like to thank Plant-Based Survival for the tag. I really appreciate it. If you guys get a chance, swing by her channel and check it out. Now is my turn to tag 3 people. You know what? I'm going to tag more than 3 people. I think we're going to start off with Billy Joe of Bill and the Hills, KennethKramm of Bushcraft and Nature, Jeremy of Jeremy and Stephanie Outdoors. We're going to get Jason with the Parker Ridges, and we're going to do, yes, let's go ahead and do it, Chris, Windham Woodcraft. Yes, you've been tagged, brother. Let's see, let's do, well, I got a whole list of people I want. You know what the heck. Bud of Caveman Outdoors, and you know what? You have been tagged. That's right. If you watch this video and you'd like to participate, feel free to either put it down in the comments section or do a short little video and tell me about your 3 most sentimental blades that you own. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up, friends. It's a beautiful day out. I'm just going to sit around and kind of hang out. Once again, thank you, Plant-Based Survival, for the tag. I do appreciate it. Check out our channel. Comments are more than welcome, and like always, friends, thanks for watching.